Hi, and welcome to Z Games.
Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios in Brisbane.
And broadcast nationally across the Community Radio Network.
Z Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
From across Australia to around the world.
G'day. You're hanging out on Z Games, the only radio show that's beaten through the fire and flames in Guitar Hero on expert mode. My name's Adrian Havrital, and I'm hanging out with Jack, Ray, and Millie this week. How we going?
Hey.
Praise be the word of Joseph Seed.
Feeling mixed on that intro, but sure,
Okay.
I'll take it.
So which one of you has beaten through the fire and flames on expert
It's
mode
an
then?
important question.
I definitely haven't.
And that's why you feel mixed
Yeah.
about it, Jack,
I don't
because
play-
Jack Easy Mode Crinjanin hasn't...
Oh, can you bugger off?
Excuse me, we're not shaming easy mode players here.
No, look,
Literally, don't at us, okay? I
Don't
swear.
At me.
I'm so sorry.
Fight me, Adrian.
I didn't mean to be
He
elitist.
started it and then turned around and was like, oh, no, I
I
shouldn't
will
start fights.
end you.
No, I am all about good vibes. I definitely could not
Good
play
vibes.
Guitar Hero on expert
Vibes.
mode. Coming up on this Good Vibe Phil show, we've got Jack talking about Super Dropland. You're going to be dropping in.
Yeah, man. This one is from another Australian dev. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check over the news, but I'm just getting Millie addicted to a new mobile game every single episode. It's going
Stop.
really, really well.
You need to
Nice.
stop. I downloaded Piffle as soon as I got home that
I
day.
saw you playing
and
in
I'm
the studio.
up to level 38.
Because we did talk about Piffle last week, and now you're
38?
also Piffled.
It's so cool.
Oh my god.
It's
Excellent.
so fun, just chucking cats at walls.
Excellent. And yes, we are welcoming Ray Razor
Hey.
back to the
Welcome
studio.
back, Dad.
What's up?
Hey, the OG radio daddy.
Yeah,
How's it going?
good.
Not daddy.
Sorry,
He's
father.
radio granddad.
Papa.
Grandpa, that's a good one. I can get
Yeah.
behind that. You're talking about Apex Legends.
Yes, also dropping in. Where we're
Yes.
dropping boys
Where we
and
dropping
girls.
boys.
We
We've
are
already-
actually all going
Yeah.
to be talking about that. Well, Jack and I as well will be talking about it. Millie, have you played Apex
Oh.
Legends?
No, I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
described it last week as a not crap fortnight.
yeah,
so
that doesn't help.
Oof.
Oh, it does.
Got
a little
him.
bit.
Kind of, I guess. All I can see is just like dabbing. That's it. So. Yeah.
Hey, but Millie, you're dropping into
I
Far
am.
Cry New Dawn.
I am.
The sun is not setting on Far Cry just yet.
No. It's
And
not.
you're not going to see this in like any sort of radio or podcast, but you are dressed like the father in the studio.
Yes.
It is
I'm
quite
dressed like
wonderful.
Joseph Seed.
It's a religious experience.
Yeah. Not full cosplay, but I do plan on it at some point. But yeah, I got the glasses, got the man bun going on.
Wonderful.
Got
Well,
some
that's-
starry boots. I'm ready to roll.
They are definitely very starry.
That is what's coming up on the show this week. First, we've got the week in gaming news, though. Across Australian radio and across the world online. From 4ZZZ Studios, this is your weekly Z Games news update. Bowser has officially taken over Nintendo of America. Yes, you heard correctly, but this isn't Nintendo fan fiction. Fan favourite president Reggie Fils-Aimé is retiring on April 15th. Previous head of sales and marketing Doug Bowser will be NOA's president moving forward. Addressing Nintendo fans on the company's Twitter, Fils-Aimé was thankful for giving him a mushroom kingdom full of unforgettable memories, saying that, quote, "My body is still ready." Blizzard's ever-popular online shooter Overwatch is getting its 30th character. The Haitian battle medic, Baptiste, is joining the roster. According to Blizzard, Baptiste wields an assortment of experimental devices and weaponry to keep allies alive and eliminate his enemies. The hero is currently available for testing on the game's public test realm, and like other characters, will be made available in the full game through a future free update. Melbourne-based mobile developer EA Fire Monkeys has experienced a significant round of layoffs. Previously releasing Real Racing 3, The Sims Freeplay, and Need for Speed No Limits, the studio is the largest mobile game developer in the country. After the recent cancellation of Real Racing 4, EA senior staff were flown in to reorganize staff on active projects, including The Sims Mobile, according to Kotaku. A statement from Game Workers Unite Australia estimates that some 40 to 50 people were impacted, almost 5% of the Australian game dev industry. In response, EA have released a statement saying that they have entered into a consultation period that may impact some roles in the studio, and that they are working to match skills with opportunities as they go through this period, identifying other opportunities at EA and providing as much help to their employees as they possibly can. And finally, following revenue pressures, PC game storefront GOG.com has cut their Fair Price program and quietly laid off about a dozen people. The Fair Price program was developed as a way to compensate for differing regional prices of games. On average, 12% of the game price was provided back to the user as store credit, but due to an increasing share paid to the developers, the program is set to end on March 31st. GOG, which is owned by CD Projekt Red, has also been rearranging staff teams since October 2018, effectively closing around a dozen positions. However, since this process began, the company has welcomed nearly twice as many team members. Speaking with Kotaku, an anonymous former staffer said that, quote, the fact that we're dangerously close to being in the red has come up in the past few months, and the market's move towards higher developer revenue shares has or will affect the bottom line as well, end quote. That's all for now. For more gaming news updates, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as @ZEDGamesAU. Yes, it was a jam-packed week in gaming news. Bowser, you heard there, Bowser took over Nintendo of America, which has pretty much been basically every single headline I've read on this fantastically hilarious article.
It's that, and then also just that crop in on that like Mario and Luigi doll like roped together with a GameCube cable.
So there's a photo of Doug Bowser, yeah, and he's got a sign saying "Thank you for the warm welcome," and in the background, yeah, Mario and Luigi are roped together.
Iconic.
So iconic.
It really sets the tone for his presidency, and I'm really concerned. I guess we're never getting a Mario game again.
It's just going to be Bowser games going forward from Nintendo, nothing else at all. Not great news on EA Fire Monkeys at all.
EA Fire Monkeys sits very close to home.
Yeah.
Comes after Blizzard layoffs as well, and I believe there's also been ArenaNet layoffs. The developers of Guild Wars 2, so a lot about
5% of the
for Fire Monkeys specifically, yes,
Yeah.
estimated to be about 5% of the Australian game dev industry.
Yeah.
In one fell swoop, just gone.
It's not great.
Not great at all.
Yeah.
We do really hope that people that were let go from Fire Monkeys find your feet.
Absolutely. On the flip side,
Talking to
Jack,
the microphone, mate. There's a microphone. I was like, when's she going to notice?
Millie's so distracted.
I'm having a good time
by
over
Piffle.
here.
Good times.
On the flip side,
I
though,
ain't playing Piffle right now.
Jack, tell me what kind of buffoonery you've been getting up to in Super Dropland.
Super Dropland. Okay, so I'm just going to double check who made this game because I feel like it's mostly Australian. But anyway, Super Dropland is this like really cute, really simple concept where you just tap on the left side and the right side of the screen, and you're a little cube.
A cube.
It's
You're
a really
cube,
cute
and you
cube.
just roll, and you move one cube's width each time you tap left and right, and you have little like tiles that will raise you up a certain period. You've got little like coin tiles, and then you've got ghosts as well, which I'm not sure you found yet, Melly.
I've played this. I played this at Game on Brisbane at
Yeah.
the Powerhouse. Yeah. Super cute game.
I was like, I feel like I definitely have seen this close to home, but I cannot remember. So we're
Yeah.
going to double check over the course of this review. Oh yeah, literally from Screen Queensland now. Yeah, so it is a cute little game, kind of simple, but it keeps you busy and it continues to introduce like new mechanics. There's not a lot of mechanics, but there's enough to keep you on your toes, as you can hear from Millie right now. Also,
Having a good time there, mate?
No.
bring up old mate Orcs device for me, Adrian, because you
Okay,
might be able
let's-
to listen to him.
Let's have a listen to what's
God.
going on here
Oh,
in Super Dropland.
Oh god, there's a ghost. There's a ghost, and I don't like it. Oh boo! What's that mean?
Okay, what just happened?
So basically,
I
when
died.
you continue to drop through the land, there's the only time you can ever be like you can go up. Okay, bring it back.
What
down.
was that? What are you
some
doing?
coins.
Is that,
I got
is that a
some
ghost?
coins.
Oh, right,
Oh, I
that's
got some
points. Okay,
coins.
well done.
So you're dropping down from like one sort of cube length at a time, anywhere from like one to like you could just drop off a cliff basically onto like another cube. You just continue dropping until you hit a cloud and you go to the next level.
What are the measurements on the cube length, though?
It's 1 by 1.
Oops.
I'm not mathematically
It's so-
inclined,
it-
but it's
it's-
1 by 1.
It's very small. I can tell you that.
Um,
It's very small.
But yeah, you kind of you just kind of navigate by tapping left and right,
Yep.
and then you end up falling off cliffs or going down little
It's
like drops.
so cute right now. Seriously.
Except you are trying to avoid the ghost, because if the ghost gets you, it's game over.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying not to fall on spikes, because if you fall on spikes, it's game over. And I think it's the bunnies that you
The
can.
little yellow cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cute.
You can catch them if you've got ghosts chasing you, and they basically kill the ghosts.
It's great.
In addition, you've also got like different skins for the cube itself, so you'll have like different colors, different gradients. It's really just so much.
Customizable cube.
Also hats.
You got hats for your cube.
Yeah,
you can get hats.
There's cubes
There's
wearing
like
a top hat.
bit of a top hat right
It's
now.
So cute.
So you got a little cube, square, cube, like...
Cube,
what I'm trying to
square,
say
cube,
is-
square, cube.
It's like SpongeBob SquarePants, but it's a cube. It's a little cube boy.
I would go as far as to say that this cube is far cuter than a SpongeBob SquarePants. Literally equals 3. Like that's the face that it's got.
Oh, like
It's
yeah, the little
so
yeah,
cute,
yeah.
man. It's got a little pink and an orange gradient at the moment. I'm loving it.
I think there's a rainbow one that I've unlocked as well. But the hats, all of these kinds of accessories you can get also have additional buffs. So I think you can kind of have different abilities
Yeah.
Sort of
So-
to go into the levels with.
It's a really quality game to just like play on the train, play on public transport, just
Dude,
like drop
Yeah.
in, drop out.
I'm already up to
Yeah.
like level 3 right now, so I'm having a great time.
It is quite cute. I like it a lot. It is from Brisbane developer Lamington Games.
Heck yeah, Lamington
Can you be a
Games.
Lamington?
Oh, maybe
That
you can.
You surely can be a Lamington.
Oh, maybe we'll need
That'd
to
be a
play it a
missed
little bit
opportunity
more.
if you couldn't.
But yeah, Super Dropland, easy to jump into. Tap left and right on the screen. Very similar to what was the name of the Squid game that we played the other?
Ink or Swim.
Ink or Swim. Very sort of similar scope to a very similar end. It's cute. It's simple. I feel like it's not quite as polished as Ink or Swim,
Not
but
quite, but it's still
well, yeah, exactly. It's like I think the variety in the levels as well, not only in the appearance of the levels, but the elements in the levels. In Ink or Swim, there wasn't a lot of elements, but in this, there's a lot more, and they're thrown at you a little bit more relentlessly. So definitely a fun one. iOS and Android, you can jump on to download Super Dropland from that Brisbane dev, and it'll be a good time.
Oh
Beautiful.
my god, the bunnies are multiplying.
Let's just hear once more what Millie's getting up to in Super Dropland. What are you doing right now, Millie?
Oh, it got dark.
Ooh.
Oh, you died.
I died.
Okay, well that brings us to the end of Super Dropland.
Beautiful.
Hey, so Ray, you've
Yep.
been playing some Apex Legends, which is taking the gaming world by storm right now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's just gone crazy. It was a surprise announcement, actually. One of those sort of announce and release on the same day kind of deals.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. It wasn't really on my radar, but hey, here I am getting my life sucked up by it.
Yeah, I think one of their strategy was they got a bunch of influencers lined up to play the game on that launch day or close to it, and then everyone was like, okay, well everyone's playing this new Apex Legends game. I've got to give it a go.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been called the Fortnite killer.
Yeah.
Which
yeah,
is a
it could
lofty
be.
goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's from Respawn Entertainment, formerly called Infinity Ward, and they're the studio, of course.
I mean,
Well, the people responsible
yeah, the
for
studio
what you
heads
know
were from Infinity Ward.
Call
yeah.
of Duty to be
I'm not sure if
today.
the rest of the team was.
Okay.
Not the whole team.
I'm just like, it's not the entirety of Infinity Ward
It's
because
not,
Infinity Ward
it's
still
not.
exists.
But there were some
Yeah.
heavy movers that essentially left Infinity Ward after the success of the Modern Warfare franchise.
Yeah, it
and
was
they
To start Respawn.
Yes.
Yes,
And so
and
they're-
they made Titanfall, which feels very similar to Call of Duty for a good reason. That smooth, gunplay. And Apex Legends feels kind of similar too, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. So Titanfall 2 was their most recent game. Criminally underrated. One of my favorite games
It was good.
of recent times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's set in the same universe, but there are no titans or giant playable robots this time around. Everyone's just a mobile little soldier.
Yeah.
And it follows very much the
Teeny
template
boy.
Teeny
of
boys.
the, of the Battle Royale genre, of course, Fortnite being the most prominent recent example of that. So you got a bunch of dudes and dudettes dropping in from a ship, and it's basically last team alive
Yeah.
at the end of it. So you got a little island kind of full of futuristic little cabins and towers and zip lines everywhere, and mountainous terrain that you have to navigate and use to hunt and kill the other teams. And this time, you can't go solo. You're in a squad of 3. So teamwork is the name of the game. And it has a very futuristic vibe. Of course, set in the Titanfall universe. Everyone's got cool jetpacks and helmets and guns with flashing LEDs that tell you the amount of laser beams that you have left.
And the production value is very high on the game. From the
Yes.
moment you drop in with your squad, all 3 of you are kind of like dropping in, and you've got just this awesome kind of crescendo happening with the soundtrack. And
But it's tight as
Yeah.
far as like from a UX perspective as well. Like
Yeah.
you jump into a match, even if you don't have a full party of 3, because it's parties of 3 in the game, yeah. When you get in, you matchmake, and then it's immediately 3, 2, 1. You have 5 seconds to pick your character.
Yep.
It's just bam, bam, bam,
very
done into the
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
It's so tight.
And I suppose we should talk about the characters now.
we should. You mentioned zip lines there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So instead of having just sort of generic player templates that you can customize with buyable cosmetic goodies, each hero that you can choose from has distinct moveset, special abilities, and also like voice lines and a personality, I suppose.
Very
Yes.
similar to Overwatch.
Yes.
I was gonna say that.
One of which
Yes.
is a little robot boy that shoots out zip lines, and I'm such a fan of him.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So it's great because you could be like, so Jack and I were playing the game with one other random, and we were locked behind cover, getting shot at by snipers, And there was this amazing moment where I was like, all right, Jack, I'm gonna deploy the zip line. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get out of here. And it was this awesome, I'm gonna put it here, and Jack can see where I'm going to point it. And he's like, oh, I don't know if you should do it
That's
there.
a
I'm
bad
like, Jack,
idea.
I've got to do it. We got to get out of here. We're getting shot at. And then you just see me drop the zip line, and because there's the gravity. What's gravity?
It angles up.
You can go up the zip line. So you just see all of us basically just fly out of this place on the zip line, and it felt amazing.
Scotty's beaming me up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Beam me up, Pathfinder.
Other cool abilities that some of the characters have include little portals that you can make and sort of, travel instantaneously between 2 points.
Did you say
Cool.
portal?
Portals.
Portal?
Playing with portals.
Yeah.
Portal?
Now you're playing with
There's,
portals.
Portal 3 sorry, no.
A couple of
Trigger.
couple of defensive characters like Gibraltar, who can make a giant shield, and like a healing girl with healing
Lifeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I play Lifeline by far the most because I've never been particularly great at shooters. When you jump in as a healer, you've got those healing abilities. It
run
really
away.
helps.
And you can use it on yourself, right?
So the thing is, all the weapons that you have, you can still pick up as any character. So any character can use any
nice.
gun.
That's helpful.
So you don't go in with like loadouts per se. You can have skins applied to particular weapons, but you are basically gambling on whatever you'll drop at, whatever you'll find.
Yeah.
So
Battle Royale.
You're really depending on the abilities that you have. So you'll have a regular ability that'll have like a 30-second timer cooldown or whatever. But then an ultimate, again, very much like Overwatch. And in the case of Old Mate, Pathfinder, it's that sick zip line that everyone can use. But you don't get access to it all the time. So you've got to be really strategic in how you use these abilities.
You also have to be a little bit strategic in your character selection because you can have like a team where all of your abilities complement each other, and that's a really important part of it because it's your team versus the other 20 teams, something like that, and it's only one team who can be victorious at the very end and get that sweet glory.
Absolutely.
No, like the team comp is a really good point. Like, it's not something that comes up ever in Overwatch or PUBG or literally any other battle royale that's kind of copped mainstream attention, right? Like, after playing Overwatch, you're like, cool, being strategic, playing as a team feels good. Like Overwatch and Team Fortress 2, I think before it were some of the games that really made it feel good to do that. Apex Legends follows in that.
But does Apex Legends have dances?
Oh, it does have some kind of animations that you can play when you proper knock someone out,
Like a
and
taunt?
An
some
Apex floss?
kind of, but they definitely look like dances. Not that bad. Not that bad, matey.
Sorry.
We've mentioned Fortnite enough that I think we can hashtag it in our...
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sell out!
Get it out!
Yeah.
Speaking of teamwork and such, one of the great refinements this game has made, and it really is a refinement on the Battle Royale genre, kind of learning from the games before it, is the pinging system.
Yes.
Which doesn't sound like much when you hear about it, but it makes a dramatic impact on gameplay.
And they really make you, they make sure you're aware of how the pinging works.
Yeah.
Clicking that scroll wheel,
So-
or I'm not sure what the button is on console.
Yeah, middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, and you've got context-sensitive pinging.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can
No
easily
one's playing
point out ammo and items and
Yeah,
enemies.
which is really good because I was a big player of PUBG, which is the same kind of game, Battle Royale, except there's
Pub Royale.
there's a very
You just jump
there's
into
a-
a pub and there's a big brawl.
Let's go.
Pub brawl.
Let's do it.
Did
Hell
you
yeah, I
mean
would like
most
that.
Australian summers?
What do you mean? You drink 4X?
But there's a more primitive pinging system where you can just target one thing at once on the map to tell you what they're talking about. The rest has to be done by actual voice communication, by telling people, hey, there's a guy at 180. Hey, there's a health pack over here. Hey, do you want this?
Yeah. And it's
Whereas
snappy and it's easy.
that is kind of cool, but unfortunately, the sort of player that plays PUBG regularly, I found, are very unsavory. And so, when you're online playing with people, the less people say, the better. And it really pains me to say that. I hope that, gaming culture kind of cleans
At
itself up.
PUBG players, sort it out.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, I just joined a game and some guy was halfway into the most disgusting racist tirade I'd have ever heard. And I'm just I just want to play a
Online
game
gaming,
here.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to team up with this guy and we're going to win. I'm like, nah. So,
I love League of Legends.
Apex Legends is...
Millie's face right now.
Don't get me started.
Don't trust those
Oh,
beautiful women.
that
Do
That was a
not
great.
get
That was a
me
great meme.
started.
Yeah, a great
Thank you.
meme. Yeah.
So
Oh
Apex
my God.
Legends, most of the communication is done with that system, and your pre-recorded characters' voice lines take care of all that information. So it's blissfully quiet
Yes.
and
Good.
free of racism and sexism and homophobia, which is excellent.
Really
Yes.
nice.
You
Yeah.
see, that's my issue with all these
Literally any
multiplayer
multiplayer
online
game.
games
Yeah.
because I like to play solo most games, so it like my boyfriend has been trying to get me to play League for ages. I'm like, nah, and then he's
Not
like, oh, my
happening.
friend got banned for saying blah 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 blah. I won't say it on air, but you know his friend.
You can imagine.
His friend's a special person.
You don't want to imagine, but you could imagine.
Yeah, so he got banned for saying some choice words, and I'm like, why would I want to play then? I don't want to play with these people because I don't want to engage in that conversation. But saying that, hearing from Ray that your characters are sort of like the voiced lines, I'm like, oh, that sounds much better,
Well,
much more
it's-
chill. So you can just sort of come in if you wish, but most of the time you just be like, nah.
Yeah.
It's good that it's contextual as well.
And
Like, if
also,
you
I
point-
hate
yeah.
talking.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, shut it
over
down.
mics. Like I hate talking on mics and being like, "Hey, can you come do this?" Because guaranteed,
We're on a
either-
radio show.
Yeah, sorry. What am I doing here? Oh my god. No, talking on mics in games because guaranteed either number one, no one listens, or number two, too many people listen because you've got the girl voice and they're like, hey, can I give you items? Can I give you items? Can I give you items? Please, be my girlfriend.
don't.
Be my girlfriend. Be my girlfriend.
Please don't do it. Yeah.
I've already touched this mic so many times with my mouth.
You got really close to the mic there.
They get really close to me.
That's what I was thinking. Nice. Wait, we did the bit. Good stuff.
I think the last kind of trifecta that makes Apex Legends as tight as it does, because it's got the kind of battle royale formula of like a Fortnite or a PUBG, and then it has the team comp of like an Overwatch, and then I think the weapons kind of take inspiration from how Borderlands kind of did a lot of their loot. You have like a typical like white, green, blue, purple kind of hierarchy, and so it's really easy at a glance for you to look at gear that you have in a chest in front of you and you're like, oh, okay, cool, attach that, drop that, swap this, let's go, just like in and out.
Yeah. It's all like automatic too, so when you pick stuff up, it just attaches automatically.
Done. Yeah.
Your
Sick.
gun comes preloaded, which is a mistake that I found in PUBG. You have to load your gun manually. That caused me to die a bunch of times. So lame.
Sorry, Ray.
So yeah, I mean, it's great. They've just really streamlined it and taken
Yeah.
all of those annoying, realistic elements out and just made it like this is the ultimate version of Battle Royale to date.
Well, I think it is a lot of polish. Like, I think going back to Borderlands again, I mean, that game you had to literally point your character's gun at a pile of money, like 30 different piles of money just to pick it up. Like, we have come such a long way as far as just like game experience, user experience, and EA and Respawn have the resources to put that to use here. And it's done phenomenally well.
It is absolutely a running start for them. From the moment you drop into the game's tutorial and you pick up a weapon, you just notice the animation quality, the snappiness to the effects, the flair that's been put in by the art team. And I'm really, really, really excited to see where Apex Legends goes next.
Absolutely. One little caveat I'll say, it's got that annoying thing where if you're not good at the game, you're just going to get shut down. You're going to die at the very
at
start.
me.
So you've got to be committed. When you
Get
die, you got to
another.
jump back in and be like, okay, I learnt my lesson. Let's get back in there. And it might take you a few hours before you can actually get a kill.
For what it's worth, I think the team aspect really helps compensate. Like I said, I'm not particularly great at shooters. I've never been great at shooters.
Neither.
But the team aspect means that you do have, at least a set or two of eyes elsewhere.
Yep.
So you don't have someone just Lamau from behind you. Like,
Lamau.
You know,
Well, I mean,
no one likes a good Lamau from
like
behind.
from Infinity Ward, Call of Duty, right? The amount of times that you just get killed, it just keeps happening. Whereas in this, you've got people looking everywhere,
Yeah.
so it's not going to happen
Yeah.
as much.
And I think when I
That's
was dropping in with my squad, the random that I was playing with had a higher rank, and
They did, yeah.
they were given the call as to where we were dropping.
Yeah.
So that's good. I don't know if that was the reason why,
I think it randomizes, because you also got the ability to do it at one point.
although I don't know if we were playing with someone who was a higher rank at that time. So that's where I'm like, that could be a bit of serendipity, or it could be good game design. You never know. It's good. Apex could be good.
One thing
It is
that-
good. What? I recommend
It's
it.
good.
One thing that does
is
soothe-
Apex is good.
One thing that soothes the pain of that punishing death system is the fact that they've allowed players to resurrect. So you can go up there
Yeah.
and res players in the heat of the battle, but you can also take them to a respawn beacon after they've been actually killed.
And that takes 60 seconds?
Oh, it's not that long. I think it's like 10 or 15 seconds.
Oh, there was something that popped up when we were playing that was like,
When you have
the
your
countdown.
last
Yeah,
stand,
Yeah.
It's 60 seconds and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Like you're grayed out and you can't be brought back. But you can, if your fellow players retrieve this token from your body, you can be brought back to life at a respawn station, which means there's a second chance for you, which means you don't have to like auto quit, rage quit out of the game and go into a new one. You can sort of wait and see what happens with your team if they're cool enough, if they're good enough. they can get you back in the game.
If they're cool and good.
enough.
Well, I mean, I think I did it to you once, and then the other time we all died at exactly the same time. So
Yeah, that happens
you got
a
a
lot.
bit of both.
Beautiful.
Also, we've all been playing on PC. Just very quickly, performance, Adrian, you've been playing on a laptop. It's been fine.
Yeah, I've been playing on a laptop that has a GTX 1050. Dropping it to 720p definitely helps. But
The
you know,
performance isn't too bad.
it's not too bad. Overwatch runs better, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's running on Source.
it's also it's a battle
quite
royale,
old.
so it's
Yeah.
a big map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Apex Legends. Thanks for that review, Ray. Great to
No
have you back in the
worries.
studio talking about Apex Legends there. Really strong start from Respawn Entertainment and Electronic Arts. You are listening to Zed Games with Adrian, Jack, Millie, and Ray. And Millie, you're going to talk
Hi.
about Far Cry's New Dawn.
I am. I'm here to talk about Far Cry's new edition,
Yes.
which is New Dawn. Only came out
Week or so
a
ago.
week or so ago,
It's
so
fresh.
it's pretty
It's hot.
fresh.
Warm,
Fresh out.
like
Judging
a nice
by
sunrise.
what my game says, Far Cry New Dawn Edition 1.1.1.
Oh, that's good to know.
So I'm like,
The dawn is slowly
Woo!
rising.
How many updates do we need in that short of time? Jeez.
And then it stopped coming.
so
and then it stopped coming.
I've essentially
Sorry.
broken this down into two parts of the good and the bad, but I'm going to be a bit loosey goosey in between. So feel free.
When aren't we?
So essentially, Far Cry New Dawn takes place 18 years after Far Cry 5. And for those of you who played Far Cry 5, spoilers.
Spoilers for Far Cry 5. We're not spoiling New Dawn.
Yeah, not spoiling
Yeah,
New Dawn,
cool.
spoilers for Far Cry 5. Your character, the deputy or rookie, gets locked in a bunker with the father, Joseph Seed.
And this is after the nuclear bomb drops?
Yeah, the nuclear bomb drops and you speed off with all your companions and you try and get into a bunker. But he survives because of God's will and drags you, the character, into a bunker. And I chose a female character, so that was extra disturbing. Because he said he was going to make me his family. Good times.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Good
That,
times.
that's not
Good
great
vibes.
classic hits. That's not great
The
classic hits.
worst of no hits.
And he's
yeah.
like right in your face with like his like broken yellow glasses.
It's like
which
Far
I'm
Cry
wearing.
3. Like, what's his name from Far Cry
Gus?
3? Yeah, like
Yeah.
in your face when you're like tied up in
You
prison.
want to know
Like
the definition
that.
of insanity?
Yeah, it's basically that.
Oh, boy.
So essentially, Far Cry New Dawn is 18 years after, so everything has been cleared up. There's been like 4 years of nuclear winter, and now everything is pretty. And by pretty, I mean so pretty. Everything, like there's purple flowers everywhere, which I'm guessing are nuclear. And it really bounces against the green of like everything is now like revitalized and beautiful, and there's like white animals everywhere because they got bleached by the nuclear warfare.
Okay.
I know, but it's so beautiful, and like there's like birds chirping, there's hummingbirds everywhere, and you pick up plants to make your health kits. It's like really wholesome.
It is very striking, even from just like the cover art. Like there's use of like this bright purple sort of pinkish color in the
That bright
logo.
pink is everywhere.
Cool. And like the main characters are wearing like blue and purple.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about that pink and blue color now. The pink and blue is the graffiti colors
Yeah.
of the Highwaymen, which is led by Mickey and Lou, who are the twins on the
Right.
cover. They're really annoying. I would say they're not the best villains compared to, you know, Joseph Seed and the Seed family, but they're all right. But the comparison between like the really neon blue and the pink compared to the soft pink and the green of the nature really shows how different they are. It's the soft nature, and then there's this like really industrial highwaymen like taking out cars and breaking them down to like new buildings.
I love that.
Essentially, in this game, they've changed it from the typical one. It's sort of like an RPG style, so your enemies level with you.
Ah.
So as you level up into different weapons, your enemies get tougher. So around like level 3, your enemies can't be killed by level 1 gun. Like you pick off health off them.
So does that? So I imagine Far Cry 5 did not have that sort of auto scaling, so you had to go on a very deliberate path.
Yeah.
Does that mean that now the world is basically open to you because it just scales with you every
Yep.
step of the way?
Yep, completely open to you. You can
How
go
does
wherever
that?
you want.
How does that change? Is it freeing? Is it a little bit too open?
I'll get into that.
Okay.
So essentially, like, it makes you feel so hardcore when you've got this awesome weapon. There's like a level 1 enemy just like pottering around. You've got this like level 4 weapon, just go, and like the head just explodes. You're like, yay!
Iconic.
Another major point, as you can tell by my dress up today, is that Joseph is back. Yay! Everyone's favourite sociopath is back.
You are rocking the nice,
I
the
know.
nice shades.
Oh,
with
I
the
love him so much. He's such a
yellow
good villain. He's
veneer.
back, and so's the deputy. They're not alright.
What do you think about them?
They're not okay. They're the judge. So now they're a companion, and all they do is grunt at you, and I accidentally punched her by accident, and she went, "Argh!" I'm like,
And they
"Oh."
came bounding over. Oh man.
But yeah, like New Eden is an adventure in itself to actually reach New Eden because the bliss has now turned toxic. So that's fun.
Because bliss in Far Cry 5 was like this
a drug.
hallucinogenic.
Yeah. It's a drug made to control people so they feel more happy about the impending nuclear apocalypse, which you don't know about in Far Cry 5. But now the bliss has mixed with the nuclear atmosphere, and now it's literally like toxic.
Yikes.
So
Bad trip.
That's a game in itself. Just getting to New Eden, it is so like. Mwah,
Well, the
beautiful.
bliss bits in 5 were some of my favorite bits.
Yeah.
So there's more of that goodness in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like badness.
Badness.
Bad
It
goodness.
is a bad trip. I'll tell you that. It's a bad trip. All of your companions that you get this time, super useful with whatever playstyle you use. Obviously, if you're going to be a stealth player like me, probably wouldn't go for Herc because he's like a massive like bomb player. But he's really good to have if you're like running around because
back.
he'll pick up things further away.
Yeah.
So he'll get them further away before like they've detected you or something. Or if you're doing a car chase, he'll lean out the window and shoot ahead of you.
On your Herc.
Yeah, I know.
He was in Far Cry 4, wasn't he?
Far Cry 5. Yes, he was.
Oh, 5.
So a lot of characters are back because they survived, but they're all
Right.
old now. So they've all got grey hair, and some of them got kids, and it's really cute.
Wait, apparently he's been in like 3 and 4 and 5. Wow. Herc,
Really?
long-standing Far Cry character, apparently.
Wow!
Yeah, okay.
There you go. I learned something
Sure.
today.
Far Cry's the new Final Fantasy.
So one of the
What?
I'm shaming you.
Recurring characters.
What's your
That's-
favorite Far Cry boy, you know? Herc?
That's
Herc
right.
versus Prompto.
That's some weird crack ships. Don't do this.
You know what? I disagree with that statement, but we'll have that conversation.
Well,
after the show.
off air, yeah.
I am shaming all of you.
Well-deserved, Millie.
So my most favorite part about this game is because I am so into like abandoned places in reality and like going there and taking photos and everything like that. And in this game, you're in Hope County again from Far Cry 5, but instead it is all blown to smithereens, so everything's abandoned and beautiful, and you get to crawl through windows and dig through people's belongings and like you loot stuff, but like you can take photos in there and it's it just like tickles my abandoned bones.
It's the
so good.
apocalypse that we wanted for.
abandoned bones.
Yes.
It's the apocalypse we wanted Fallout 76 to be.
Yes. Fallout 4 even.
Yeah.
So here's the bad news. Unfortunately.
All right, here we go.
It's clunky.
Oh, is it?
It's very clunky. A
Why
good
is
quote that I read was that this is what you get when you make a Far Cry game in a year.
Oh, okay.
Well, it
Yeah.
has been basically.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately in certain areas you're like that could have
Right.
used a little bit more polishing, like things blip in and blip out. Cars don't quite drive as nicely as they should.
Right.
Because they put like a lot more behind them because like there's no fuel in the post-apocalyptic world, so they run on ethanol. So it's like and so they sound like lawnmowers. But sometimes your car just goes whoop, and just falls over. So
So the gameplay, the controls, are they clunky, or you mean just it's a bit rough around
it's a
the
bit
edges?
rough.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's just a little bit rough, a little bit buggy sort of thing. Like certain characters just like get stuck on walls and they'll just do the run against the wall sort of thing. Like it's just clunky,
so you
but
know
it's
it's
nice.
post-apocalyptic when you start running up against walls.
Oh yeah, good fun. And the Ubisoft ending, which I'm not proud of. Ubisoft can't end games in my opinion
Okay.
at all. You get this amazing build-up, and then it falls short with a basic and quick ending. Real lame. Not proud of it, Ubisoft. Get better.
Because
And
some people did feel a bit, I guess, tilted by Far Cry 5 original.
Yeah, it was awful.
Ending with the bomb just dropping.
I was not impressed by that ending
And
because it had
it's
such
cool.
a good lead-up.
Yeah, it's cool that we got a follow-up, but the follow-up doesn't resolve much either.
It does, but the ending is just like... I'm like, oh, great. Anyway, so my other complaint is that Joseph's son, Ethan, is the biggest tool in the whole world.
Please
What's
explain.
Ethan done?
I hate him. He's like, you've met this guy before. He's like, excuse me, my daddy has the power, but I am owed that power. And then Joseph's like, no, you're not. He's like, well, why, daddy?
Yeah,
You never loved me.
The old princely character archetype.
He's 25. I'm like, mate,
He's going through a quarter-life crisis.
I was like, pull up your fur pants
I
and get
know,
over it.
I don't know if you've worked in fast food, but there are plenty of man children that legally are 30 years old.
I know this. That's what I mean. You've met this
Yeah,
guy. And
yeah.
I just looked at him. I'm like, no. You're a crap villain. Leave. And the last thing that I have to say is that it suffers from a little bit of Saints Row feels. You know, Saints Row 3 and then became Saints Row 4. Was it Saints Row 4? With
Yes.
Superpowers? Yeah.
The third and then 4.
The
Yeah.
third and the 4, yeah. It suffers from that Saints Row feel of like, here's the map, and here's the map again. Except this time, it's smaller.
Yeah, right.
Because everything is full of dirt. So it suffers from that little bit of like, I've seen this place
I've been
before,
this
and
here-
it's
yeah.
really beautiful, but I can't get in the building because it's full of dirt. Okay, I'll just go then.
Which feels like a bit of a cop-out.
It's a bit of a cop-out.
Understandably, because a year turnaround, but still a cop-out.
It's a bit of a cop out. I really enjoy the abandoned feel, but like there's a gas station which you could explore in Far Cry 5, and this time it's just like, oh, there's the gas station with the really cool cow, and you can't go in the gas station.
It's like,
full of dirt. You're
here's
like,
this tour of this game that you played that you had a really great time with, but you can't enjoy it to the same degree now because we haven't had the time to put the work in to make it.
Yes, exactly.
And that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, very much so. And it's just unfortunate because, again, like I said, I love that feeling. And sometimes you get to a place and you can go really in depth and explore what that place used to be because you realize what it was in the first game. And you're like, oh my God, they've changed so much in like 18 years. This is so cool. But then some of them you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll go then.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll go to the next one. And then you get shot and killed. And you're like, oh.
So, I guess, overall thoughts. Where is the current vibe overall on Far Cry New Dawn?
Overall, I would say that it's a really good romp. That's the word I've seen a lot.
Okay.
It's a good romp, but it sort of feels like a slightly bigger DLC.
For Far Cry 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good, and the story is actually very well done. I enjoyed it a lot. I like the characters of Mickey and Lou as much as they're annoying. I hate Joseph's son, but like the whole New Eden bit, that could have been DLC in itself for Far Cry 5. Like it was beautiful, but I wish there was more meat, I guess, in this hoagie. Wish there was more meat.
Fair enough.
And I wish there was more references to the past and more abilities to, dig around through the past, because why not? That's fun. That's what you want to do in a post-apocalyptic world. that
We
you
want
visited.
fun.
We want
We
fun,
demand it.
Ubisoft.
Video games, where is our fun?
Ubisoft, get good at ending games, please. Thank you.
Far Cry New Dawn is out now on the PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. And that pretty much brings us to the end of another week
It does.
for Zed Games.
That
Yes.
show went really fast. I enjoyed that. It was
In and
so
Thank you
out.
for that
fun.
wonderful review, Millie.
Oh,
Thank you for
thank
your
you so
review of Apex
much.
Legends, Ray.
Very welcome.
Good to have you back in the studio. And Jack, thanks for your review of Super Drop Land.
Thank you, Adrian.
I'm downloading
But
that.
thank you, though.
Thanks, guys.
Next week, Caitlin's going to be reviewing Sentient Jello Boobs in Dead or Alive. Like that's...
you had general jousting, now you've got sentient jello boobs.
Oh, man.
Do you want to do some butt fights?
She's
You know,
already.
butt fights?
It's not Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball, but she has already
Ba-da-ba,
dragged
ba-da-ba.
She has dragged it in the group chat, so look forward to that
I
next
am
week.
so ready.
But that is it for this week. We'll leave you to it. We love and appreciate you. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.